What types of prescriptions are made more affordable with AllSave RX if you don't have health insurance coverage for them?
Well, every prescription, anything that's not covered, really. And when you're talking about specifically on Medicare and Medicaid, that population that's on Medicare and Medicaid, because a lot of times on those programs, there are lapses. Eliquis for the Medicare population is the most commonly prescribed medication for people on Medicare. Eliquis. Eliquis for us is in the 200s. And I know guys who are paying upwards of $500 for the same prescription, for the same amount of time, for the same amount of tabs. Go to allsaverx.com, go to the Global Afford tab, and you will see the difference between our price and your cash price. They're tremendous. You'll save a fortune.
So, what type of um, customer service can people experience? Because a lot of people that will be using this, I feel at least, would be not tech savvy. So, what if they run into an issue on the website? Like, who can they call?
The website's simple. The website is you press on the tab. There's even for the Global Afford, the Med Afford Global, there's a video that talks you through how to use it. The most difficult thing, and it's very easy, is uploading your prescription, which you can have the doctor send to you send to your email, and then you upload it from there. You save it and you upload it. It's simple. I mean, it's really, in today's world, it's simple. It's the most technically difficult part is the uploading your prescription, which is simple.
Now, what are some now say like so you cover pretty much any prescription that
Anything, yeah.
anything.
And I won't say anything. If it's a relatively new prescription,
Mhm.
or if it's a specialty, and again, when they use the term specialty, depending on who you speak to, that means something different. But if it's new, I mean really new, it probably not in the formulary. But if it's been around at all, it's on the formulary. And if it's not a blended manufactured nuance type thing where you have a pharmacist, a specialty pharmacist making something special, it's covered. A lot of what people call specialty drugs, I started digging a little deeper, and they say Jardiance or Januvia or a very well regarded, very well discounted prescription.
So now, what's your type of clientele with this? So
It ranges.
It ranges. Okay.
It ranges with the hard cards and the point of sale discount card. It's really anybody who's paying full price for any prescription whatsoever. Where we found a lot of business is in the senior market with folks on Medicare and Medicaid, but Medicare mostly, who have that one prescription that's not covered or find themselves in the donut hole. And they're in the donut hole, and let's just say it's November or whenever, and it's going to reset come January. People in the donut hole who have that one or two prescriptions that are not covered. That's where we come in. We fill that void. And that's a good group of business, but it's anybody who's paying full price for a prescription. So we don't really have a market in that regard.
I'm sure there's a lot of savings for anyone that uses this.
There is. There are different levels of savings. There's the people who will only buy their prescriptions from the pharmacy, who can save directly at a pharmacy. And then there's the people who will go online. And we think in the next 5 or 10 years, that portion of business itself is going to grow entirely. You even see it with the pharmacies today. They're gearing up or gearing down for the transition of business. More and more business for prescriptions has been going online and is, in fact, mail order prescriptions. A lot of people buy their prescriptions online versus 2 or 3 years ago even. A lot of people are buying them online now, and I foresee in the next 5 or 10 years, at least, I can't even give you a percentage of how many prescriptions will be purchased online, but I will say this, and this really does involve the Medicare clientele, the Medicare age group, which again, nowadays, that's the baby boomers. Baby boomers pretty much are tech savvy. They've all worked with computers at some point in their lives. They'll be buying their prescriptions online. It's easier. They don't have to leave their home to do it. And if they are on a maintenance type prescription where, they have a heart condition and they have to take, or they have diabetes or something, a weight loss prescription that they're going to be taking for 3 to 6 months or ostensibly forever, they can go online. It's so much easier to purchase online that way. And if they go to allsaverx.com, they can do that and they can access a global market and save money.
Now, this global market, what you've said multiple times, like a tier 1 country. What would a tier 1 country be?
It would be any country whose standards are the same as the United States. And those are the countries of the United Kingdom. Those are countries like England, like New Zealand, Canada, Australia, India, those countries that have that same level for their pharmaceuticals.
And we can basically trust it as much as...
Yeah.
And those drugs are cheaper because of their national health care system subsidizing
Because yes, exactly. Okay. They had subsidized health care, and that works for their medications as well. But they sell a lot of medication outside of their own market.
I see.
I know a lot of people they talk about buying their diabetes medication from Canada. Great plan. I mean, if you're paying full price for whatever you're on, especially with the diabetic medications, we'll get you a better price.
So you're essentially like the middleman for this.
We're essentially the middleman. We're the ones who can access through our program, through our website. You can access the international markets that, and it's not just one. Depending on the prescription, but when you type in, Ozempic or Jardiance or Januvia, some of the more common stuff, you will see 20, 30 choices for that, even some of the branded generics that you can take in place if your doctor says that's okay to take. And you get it in the different dosages. You'll see a choice. You'll see it'll give you the size, the milligrams, or the size of the tablet. It'll tell you how many tabs come in it. And I'm thinking again, Eliquis. I know that one. You can get 30 tabs, 60 tabs. You can get it 2.5 milligrams, 5 milligrams. It's match it up to your prescription directly and order from that. And I explained to a woman who is a Medicare expert. Her job is to help people navigate their Medicare care, because it can be confusing for the regular person. She's a professional at it, and so I was explaining to her it becomes simple math. You figure out how much you're paying per tab, $3 or whatever. So it's 30, and then you do the math. If it's 200 tabs for $400, well, it's $2 a tab. If you're taking 2 a day and you have a 3-month supply, well, that's fine. That's the one you want. That's going to save a lot of money, especially if you're paying $3 a tab. You just saved $1 a tab on you just saved $200.
Yeah.
And that's big. Just one item. I mean, on the Eliquis, just on a 1-month supply, it was a $200 savings.
Wow.
Yeah. And that gentleman who saw that, he lived in one of those communities, 65 and over. And he took a bunch of the flyers that we had at the show. We were at an over 50 fair, and he took a whole bunch. He said, "I know a lot of guys who take Eliquis, and we all pay between high 4s, low 5s."
Wow! What?
Yeah,
a month?
For the month. There was a month supply.
Jesus Christ!
He saw it, and when he stopped, he came back. And he said, "Can I take a few of these for some friends? I know guys who are paying a lot of money for this, and they'll love this." And it's a great program. We're so proud of this program because it helps people. And it really, especially if you are retired and you're on a fixed income. I mean, I always joke, we're all on a fixed income at some level. But if you're retired, your income is your income, and you can save somebody $200 or $300. It really, they feel it. I mean, directly. I mean, they feel that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we all feel $200 in our pocket.
I mean, I've seen videos online of people. You ever see those videos online of people that go to supermarkets and they give people money if they answer a question right?
Yeah.
Well, they did this for this one older gentleman, and he was on medications a lot. And the guy won $200, and he almost broke down crying. He's like, "Oh my God, this helps so much. You have no idea." A lot of Americans don't have more than 500 in savings. I mean,
you'd be, years ago when we had a press conference. A woman's prescriptions went from $1,200 to $180, and she was thanking my brother and how much he saved her, that she can live her life now. She can actually afford to do things. The medications weren't going to bankrupt her, and it was a huge savings. She was in tears. She was crying. She was hugging him, and a reporter asked my brother, what do you get out of it? And my brother kind of looked like, he's a really sad but happy moment at the same time, and he just looked at him and said, "Gee, isn't this enough? What do you mean what I get out of it? Look at how happy this woman is thanking me, and she's so appreciative of the program and how much it saved her." I know another guy, his friends say $500. $500. It's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
And it's just because the manufacturers and the PBMs, they know where the savings are and what's less expensive to manufacture and what's more expensive and what's they're going to get the most money for. There's certain things they don't want to discount because they don't have to, because it's the name brand and it's business. And, but Canada wants to sell things and bring money into the country. So they're willing to sell things out of the market. And at the bottom line is it's business. And it's good business and it's smart. And saving money is everybody's right if they can do it. And the markets are open. So we take advantage of them, and a good way take advantage. I don't mean we abuse them. This is what they want, and it helps a lot of people better afford their prescriptions. So here we are, allsaverx.com, and I can't say it enough. And in today's world, promoting the website and visiting the website is as important as 10 years ago handing out hard cards and telling people to visit the pharmacy. The pharmacies are losing foot traffic. That's why they're closing so many. They know they're preparing for the next, they're letting people go. Their stores are closing down. I told you they were going to close 1,500 stores between Walmart, CVS, Rite Aid in the next year.
Wow.
1,500.
That's a lot.
Okay. That's a ton. And they're doing it. So those stores are preparing. They're preparing. They're whittling away at their workforce so that they can, one of the tricks in business is to be lean and mean. And it happens, and I've seen many evolutions of business. At some point, the bigger stores will whittle down to a proper size for them that they can afford, that they can move forward, that they allows them to stay profitable. And they're losing business to the online shopping. And I'm sure they're not losing as much. They're losing foot traffic. They're probably involved in some online distribution now that allows them to, hey, go visit our website.
So you don't charge for this program, right?
We get paid by the manufacturers. We get paid.
Wow.
We get paid from the purchase of the prescription. So no, visiting the website does not cost anything. Buying online only costs you the price of the prescription. If the price saves you money, buy it. And if the price saves you money, buy it. We'll get paid on the sale.
Wow, that's awesome. So everyone wins in that scenario.
In that scenario, well, the person taking the prescription wins. We win. The country they buy it from wins. The manufacturer wins. CVS might not like it too much, but that's their business. But I'm sure, like I said, they have their own online outlets that they're probably ramping up for, and I imagine. I'm sure they have online. I know a lot of the PBMs have their own online pharmacies, And I'm sure CVS, I know, in fact, CVS has theirs. So they know the next wave of business is coming. They're preparing for it. But on the flip side, the stores are never going to be gone 100%. There'll always be pharmacies.
Mm-hmm.
There just won't be as many. And what it means for CVS is, it's growth by attrition, is growth by deduction and subtraction. So as they condense and they, two stores become one, they become more profitable. They lose half the overhead. They lose half the salaries. And if they're able to retain 70% of the business while dropping half the salaries, they're up 20%, even in a small, because their expenses have decreased so much. They're doing better. And they're starting to utilize that concept in that market for that reason, in that marketing. And you'll be seeing more of it in the next few years. You'll say, oh, wow, there used to be 3 CVSs in town. Now there are 2. Or there used to be 2. Now there's 1. But you still go to CVS. You're just going to that one a half a mile away, a half a mile further away. So, and they know that.
Now, when it comes to other savings, but there's a lot of savings programs, and like you said,
Yes.
even at the brick and mortars, why would someone choose All Save RX as opposed to any of the other choices? What sets you guys apart?
Sets us apart is us, where you're able to put a face with the name. Let me answer that 2 ways. I've always said to the pharmacists and the pharmacies, the customers don't have a real preference. I don't find that they have unless they know me personally and I gave them the card, or they met me somewhere and we spoke and I explained something and they wanted to try mine. They don't really have a loyalty to me per se. Within the pharmacies, they knew me. They actually, if something didn't work, if something happened, they could call me and they could say, hey, they want, like any customer, it's customer service that sets you apart. I have competitors. They're some of the bigger names. You see them on TV. They've never met a rep from those companies. They've never met somebody who's actually discussed with them where things are going in terms of prescriptions and prescription purchases. So they don't know anybody from that company. So that's one of the main reasons, customer service. The discounts. Then the second reason is which one has the best discounts, which one affords you the best, is most beneficial to you. I tell the pharmacists with our program, when they're busy and the line is 15, 20 people deep and they're just moving and somebody has a prescription and something's not covered and they want to give them a discount, ours will never embarrass them. They're never going to say, well, you charged me 60. They used the card over there. It was 40. How come ours is always going to be in line. So if my competitor was 40 and we're more expensive, we're 41 or 42. Never where it was embarrassing. It wasn't like we're 60, they're 40. What's the difference? It's and more than half the time we're going to beat them. More than half the time. And then, so half the time we'll beat them. Of the other half of those times we're going to be the exact same. And then, so they'll beat us 25% of the time, but we beat them 50% of the time and tie them the other 25% of the time. And we're right in the money. It's a good, solid program. And they spend millions on advertising on TV. We advertise online. I mean, this is the most marketing we do.
And it's a better form because people can actually directly contact the company.
Yes.
And you will see it.
Yeah, we will see it and we will follow up. If there's a complaint, if they write something online to us, they shoot us an email. We're going to answer it. We're going to be the first ones to jump on it. That's even bad news. I mean, I tell all my customers, especially the pharmacies when I visit them, I want to hear the bad news. That way I can fix the bad news. The good news, you don't have to tell me the good news. You keep using the card, I'll know the good news. I'll know it's good news. The bad news, when something doesn't work, that's when I need the phone call. That's when I want to know. That's when I want to know what we need to fix. I need, what do I need to do? I mean, the good news, keep using it. You're going to grow, growth. I love it. Bad news means, I don't like this card at all. And that's when too much bad news is when things get ugly.
Yeah, oh yeah,
So
oh yeah.
that's what I worry about.
I think that's great, honestly. And if I was 65 and older, I would use
Yeah,
your card
you got
because,
some time for that though.
well, thank God, thank God, your lips to God's ears, my friend.
Yeah, a little closer than you are to that, but I'm all right at the moment. You know.
Well, I think that was really informative,
Thank
and
you.
I had a lot of my own questions answered. So, where can the folks find you? And do you have anything else to tell people?
AllSaveRx.com is our website. Go there and check out the different programs. You can download a card that allows them. They can download a card that they can use right at the pharmacy. They can buy in the U.S. a mail order, or they can go to the the MedAfford Global tab and buy internationally. And depending on the prescription, that's where you're going to get the best discount. You're going to get the best discount because you're buying from a subsidized market, one way or another. And that's it. And it's going to be, again, a tier one country that you can trust. Tier one pharmaceutical country. You can trust the product they have and they sell. AllSaveRx.com. We look forward to hearing from you.